All right, we're walking, so this is as good of a time as any to do a day in the life. What am I doing here? So if you have been following this channel for a while, you know that I am a medical dermatologist and I work in Boston. But once a month and sometimes twice a month, I make a trip down to Martha's Vineyard, where I also see patients at Martha's Vineyard Hospital. And at first it started kind of just for fun, just to see what's going on down here, just to get out of the hustle and bustle of the city. But the more I come down here, the more I like it. So what is it about working on the vineyard that's so different? Well, I think, first of all, check out where I am, right? This is not Boston. And I love the fact that when I come down here, I am taking care of a group of patients that does not have as readily available access to dermatology. Martha's Vineyard is actually, technically speaking, considered a rural area, especially for medicine and representation of specialties. So it feels nice to be able to care for patients that don't have as regular of access to dermatology. The other thing is, in Boston, because I specialize in inpatient derm and oncoderm and bullous diseases and lymphoma, I see a lot of complicated patients. And coming down to the Vineyard, I end up getting to spend a lot of my time doing the bread and butter, which is the stuff that I'm also trained in and also enjoy. So getting to get back to bread and butter dermatology is really awesome. And finally, there's just something different about people on the Vineyard. It's not in Boston. People are friendlier. The first time I came down here, someone just randomly said hi to me, passing me in the hallway. I was shocked. That's something I haven't felt or heard since I moved to Boston. Generally, in Boston, everyone just kind of does their own thing, ignores other people walking by them. But it felt like I was back in California again when people are trying to make small talk with you just because you're walking by. So that was kind of a nice surprise. And of course, I would certainly should acknowledge the fact that in the summer, I come work here, but then I also bring the kids and I bring my spouse and we get to spend some family time here. So that's certainly a perk. What do I not like about coming down here? Well, I think the hardest thing is the commute. Coming down here, it takes about 3 hours to get down here and then 3 hours back. I don't have that much time in clinic, so I spend more time in the car than in clinic. That said, the hospital's been very nice and they've been trying to find a way to get me down here faster and easier. So this trip, they actually flew me down, which is great. But otherwise, the commuting part is kind of the toughest part. The other thing that's kind of tough is just being away from the kids and my partner. You know, anytime I come down here, I basically have to spend a night down here. It just kind of sucks to miss out on family dinner time, stuff like that. And then the last thing is that because there's only a couple of us dermatologists down here, there's no one I can refer to. I can't call a lifeline that easily. There aren't a bunch of people that specialize in other stuff. So no matter what, I'm kind of the end all. And so I end up taking care of a lot of stuff. So it's a double-edged sword because I really love it. But it's definitely a little bit harder to take care of the patient just because there's fewer resources. That's okay. That's why I'm here. I'm one of the resources. So that's kind of it in a nutshell. I'm getting to the hospital now. As you can tell, I kind of walked to the hospital today from the apartment they put me up in because it's a balmy 40 degrees. But I'm excited to be here. It's time for clinic.